Grand final time, ladies and gentlemen. We are finally here. Map number 1 of the best of 5 series. Meta Madness 3 is going to come to a conclusion in this one. Yeah, Battlefield of Eternity is our first map, and we have Team Lauber going up against Team Nick. Team Nick made it all the way through the lower bracket. They lost in the first round of the winner bracket. They made it all the way to the grand final, defeating Team Hazu in the loser bracket final. A bit of a revenge match actually for them, because it was Team Hazu that dropped them into the lower bracket in the first place. Team Lauber, on the other hand, they crushed through the winner bracket, were able to win it all here, and now they are heading into the series, now our first map of the best of 5. 10 heroes are banned already. Globally banned, chosen by the community, and those bans are Ana, Abatha, Johanna, Liming, Deathwing, Zul, Greymane,
ETC, Rhaegar.
And Rhaegar, exactly. Thank you. And Tim is, of course, casting with me again. We're going to bring you the action here. Also, for any kind of like me slurring words or anything else, Tim is the responsible person, because he actually made me shot some tequila before we started all of this to celebrate this a little bit. So anything that happens, anything I say, it's not my responsibility. It's all Tim's.
Yep, that's fine. I'm okay with being up all here.
Did I just get a carte blanche? Awesome. This is going to be great.
No, yeah, you can just blame me for anything. I'm used to it nowadays. Reddit hates me for everything. Well, why not just go ahead and blame me too? I'm down, man. Garrosh has been banned out. Rexar has been banned out as well. It's BOE. Hanzo has been a staple for a lot of our players on this map. Vala as well. Let's see what exactly is going to get picked up in this wonderful best of 5 series.
This will actually be interesting, since you just mentioned it, because Battlefield of Eternity, to my knowledge, hasn't been the starting map yet. Missing the ban again. We've seen that previously. Yeah, the memes are real. Memeing around there a little bit. But no, coming back to my point. The interesting part is actually that Battlefield of Eternity, to my knowledge, was not yet a first map. And that means that a lot of the heroes that by now, or by the time that we in other best of 5 series were banned out for Battlefield, are now still available. So you can, for example, still go into your Vala setup. You have Hanzo available if you want to attack the objective here, and a few other picks too, but it's Tassadar again. He's been rising in priority throughout this entire tournament, starting with the group stage and then just simply moving into the final day of the tournament now. So off we go, Tassadar coming in straight away, which means that this is also the only time in this best of 5 that you're going to see Tassadar, since the Meta Madness rules dictate that you can only play each and every hero one single time in this series.
Smart for them to miss that ban so they can grab that Tassadar, because Tassadar's been banned almost every single game that's possible, so they just get it right out of the way. That way they can play him here in game number 1. It's going to be a Chromie and a Blaze here for Team Nick, as it's going to be their opener. Chromie bringing damage for that Immortal, but also pick capabilities if the opponent does not have cleanse. And Khaldor, I have a question for you. Do you want to raise the stakes for this best of 5 for us as casters?
I don't know what that means, I'm afraid already.
Let me propose a plan to you, and you can decide on it live on stream, and you're going to get bullied into it by stream because you can't say no to this. What if we each get a beer, okay? You following? One of us picks a winner. Whoever doesn't win has to drink half the beer after that match.
I don't think I have enough beer here. I can raise you to a shot.
You have enough tequila? I have to play in a tournament tonight, so I can't get wasted. So that's why I set up beer. I have a tournament in like 4 hours where I'd be down.
Wait a second. Have you tried to bully me into a dumb bet and then you chickened out? No, my friend. Now we're going for it.
I'll do a beer if you do shots. I can't do shots. I can do beers.
No, you have to do shots. You have to do shots.
Can I do half shots? I just have to.
You started this. It's not even my fault.
It's noon o'clock in North America right now.
There's 5 o'clock somewhere. There's beer o'clock somewhere. So you have to shot. You can take a small one, but you have to have a shot.
Okay, I'm down. I'll do half shots.
Okay.
I'm down.
After each map or after what?
After each map.
Okay. Okay, guys, stakes are raised. You know what's happening right now. And yeah, with that, we're going in and try to check this out. So this became even more spicy than before. But with that is also a perfect opportunity to thank our sponsor, Hightech here, for helping us out with this entire thing. No, but really, just jokes aside. Guys are awesome. Check them out. There will be a link in the video description. If you want to help promote tournaments like this one, then definitely have a look. And the guys are awesome, giving us a lot of wiggle room, and they are totally on board with a little bit of banter like this one as well. But okay, so let's go. We have the Blaze Imperius set up. That means also that 2 tanks or 2, well, potential main tanks that we've seen throughout this entire tournament will be banned out for the next map no matter what happens here. We got Anduin. And on the other side, White Mane early on, plus Urel, the Space Goat, Swamgarota on Reyna. Oh, is this game 4? What's happening here? It's game number 1 and we get the Illidan pick. After Nick played the hero on the last map against Team Hazu in the losers bracket final, apparently they just said, you know what? This shit is actually working out quite well for us. So let's make it happen on Battlefield of Eternity. Ladies and gentlemen, map number 1. The grand final is starting right here. Meta Madness, powered by Hightech, Battlefield of Eternity, Team Lauber against Team Nick. Map number 1. Game on, everybody! Map number 1, Team Lauber against Team Nick, and off we go. On the left side of the map, we have the blue team with Lauber himself on Tyrael, Swamgarota on Reyna, Rutsu and Tassadar, Death Knight on Urel, and Tai on White Mane. That's actually a little bit shocking. Tai on support? Are you kidding me? Right side of the map, Team Nick. That's where Nick himself is playing Illidan again. We currently have Kelvin on Chromie, Dino on Blaze, Yazu on Anduin, and Masquerade on Imperius. It is time to ready and rumble. Rock and roll a little bit, let's go. Bot lane. Level 1 actually this time. Look at that, the Battered Assault. I understand why. It still makes me a little bit sad because I like the stacking that we saw on the last map. Obviously,
I like it too, but it's BOE, man.
Yeah, I know. You're never going to get any good stacks together on this map. Not the way that they did against Team Hazorbs, but it's kind of sad to not have that additional element of like, oh my god, he's getting 100 damage with ease hit in.
Yeah. It's like it's catch-22 because like if you're destroying and getting marksman stacks on this map, that means you're usually going to win the map anyways, right? So you might as well go for a different talent that gives you a little bit more damage in the fight.
Yeah, that's actually true. So now that we have our little setup over here, we currently have Exterminator on level 1 for Jimmy as usual, especially on this map of course. The aggression is there on the other hand. Masquerade is starting to rock in. Top side. Illidan is actually starting to go onto the second lane. He's trying to get the camp here and the rotation is happening immediately. That's the cool thing about Team Lauber right now. They're moving down to the bottom of the map, realizing, hey, we're only up against 3. Urel, listen, stay a little bit safe. Illidan is most likely up at the top. We're gonna go and exchange camps and then we're all gonna be Gucci and you are safe and don't get taken down there.
This shows me 2 things. First off, Team Lauber has came in and they are playing some strategy. Second off, it shows me they can count. The moment they realized that Illidan wasn't on the map, they said, you know what, I see 4 people, let's go ahead and move in for the strategy, and they're able to answer back and get the attack on the bottom from this camp. Now, this camp isn't massive, obviously, it's just experience. Oh my gosh, that's going to be an impale into potentially a kill on Tassadar. Tassadar's on health. T is trying to save him. Can he keep him up? He does.
That was actually clutch there. So he is still alive. Got a few stacks together on his level 1, 2. Already seeing at 35. The double lunge and impale! And the double kill! Team Nick moving in and getting the quick 2 early kills against Team Lauber. These guys have played 2 best-of-5 series already in a row. And they are still absolutely killing it over here. Doing a fantastic job now in this series. So yeah, well done.
There it is. Cancel me grab. Top lane will be pushing in. There will be a push in the bottom lane as well. And we're going to go straight to the Immortal Phase. Now, in terms of mortal damage, you're looking over at Raynor. Raynor looking pretty darn solid with that pickup at level 1, Exterminator. But don't count out Chromie when it comes to poke on damage as well. She does pretty darn decent on this map. And if Illidan can buy enough space, as well as Blaze and Imperius, with this massive, robust front line, they might be able to pull out the win themselves. It really comes down to rotations.
Yeah, camps are of course taken, so we're going to see that pressure in the top and the bot lane through those shaman camps. And talking about those rotations, with the Immortal spawning in 5 seconds, the teams are already active on the map. In the middle, looking for someone to maybe overstep just a bit so that they can get the quick kill in and set themselves ahead for this. There's a lot of CC, of course, through Imperius and Blaze, and they're trying to set that up against the target, but Nick himself has to be careful too. Gets attacked right away. Yazu, thankfully, on Anduin is able to keep him alive long enough. But here's the attack now. And when it comes to the Immortal damage, it's really just Jimmy. It's always Jimmy. Yep. Jimmy with Exterminator is just an absolute monster on Immortal damage. So despite the fact that they got in a little bit late on this one, they were able to nearly make it a 50-50 setup. And they're absolutely in a position where they're saying like, yeah, we're gonna race this shit. That's totally fine.
Yep. When it comes to Jimmy, he brings the pepper, the salt, and the Parmesan cheese when it comes to this battleground. He brings all the ingredients to bring out the damage. He's getting buy-bucked here, though, by Nick, as Nick brings in a little bit of pressure here. All he's trying to do is create space. He isn't looking for kills. He's just trying to make them back up while Chromie tries to DPS. And so far, it's working out as they are starting to get a slow advantage. Lauber is going to die here on top of the Immortal, but it's going to wind up being an Immortal favor in the favor of Team Nick.
Chromie made it happen. Nick's still a bit low, but he gets kept alive the entire time. It's 3 kills against 0 right now. And Team Nick is just absolutely crushing the early game here, I gotta say. It's pretty impressive. I mean, early game Illidan's are usually not something that you're too afraid of. With a little bit of coordination, they are quite easy to handle in most cases, but Nick has been popping off all day. We've been talking about his Carrigan on Towers of Doom there earlier in the series against Hazu, where I think he got 16 kills or something like that. And then, of course, his Illidan on the last map of the Losers Bracket Final was absolutely crazy as well. And he's just doing the same thing again. That man wants to go for the big bucks here. They want to take the first place in this tournament, crown themselves the champion, and go home with the big chunk of the prize money. So 0 kills against 3, nearly an entire level lead, level 7 talents on both sides now. And Team Lauber, they have to stabilize a little bit and see how they can pick up a couple of kills to come slowly back into this.
Aren't you glad that you picked Nick to win this entire match? Lauber moves in, gets some damage. There's going to be a big fight over here on the side of this mercenary camp. Tassadar is taking a bit of a beating from Nick as he does his best here to buy time, and that's going to leave Lauber all by himself. He tries to hold the point. Nick is just creating so much space right now.
Yeah, tactical pause already confirmed. Another 3-2-3 moment as Lauber and his boys have to discuss how they go from there. Lauber himself already going down and trying to get a little bit of explosion value. But yeah, let's see how they can actually handle that situation. I honestly thought that yesterday with Maka and his team, with Ultralisk having mad problems, that would be an issue. But today, the consistent tactical pauses have actually come out of the blue team here on the left side. Team Lauber with one tactical pause after another as these 3-2-3 moments just keep happening for them. While we are talking about that though, I gotta admit, if you look over towards Tassadar, just disregarding the death of Lauber for just a second, he's at 95 stacks. Tassadar is actually at 5 minutes in already at 95 stacks in total. His damage is going to ramp up so quickly over here. He's at 11,000 right now. Interestingly enough, we have 10,000 for Nick's Illidan. But I think if this continues, Tassadar is going to be such an absolute monster later on. With a full stack early on in the game, he would do tons of damage here.
Yeah, he'll be chunking pretty heavily here. Now, just to give you guys a bit of an update, I'm keeping an eye on this chat here. It looks like there's a bit of an issue with Urel, where she has her trait on all the time. So she's going to try and reconnect to the game. So it might be a bit of a slight delay here. And we'll see how that goes for them. But that is what is currently happening for the blue team.
Yeah, by the way, there was also a little bit of talk about, of course, other bugs that happened or that are in. There was initially, when we headed into the first Meta Madness matches, the question, hey, you can actually abuse Imperius a little bit. Why is he allowed? There was other bugs that were also discovered. So just so that everybody is on the same page here, all of the bugs that are currently in the game and known, first of all, they're expected to be fixed soon, TM. But outside of that, everybody just agreed, hey, let's just keep that stuff in and just simply not abuse it. Community in Europe is currently absolutely tight on the top level, and it's an easy way to actually just like talk through the players here. You don't actually have to ban a whole lot of this stuff out. Most of the time, just talk to each other, agree on what is supposed to be allowed in the tournament, what is supposed to be banned out. We did the exact same thing when we saw the reworks coming in for Tracer and Cassia, for example, and just simply asked, hey, what do you guys think about this? Should we allow the heroes? And they just said, like, yeah, we have a couple of days to prepare for it. We can check them out. Absolutely no problem whatsoever. Don't want to go for the extra bans here necessarily. Let's let the heroes in. In the case of Cassia, it hasn't actually changed anything. I mean, she was completely disregarded throughout the entire tournament. And if I'm honest, I don't expect her to make an appearance in the grand final here either. But at least when we're talking about Tracer, she's actually seeing quite a bit of play. And she had some solid reworks. I mean, level 16 talent being brought over to 16 is now a staple on the level 4. The new talent is just an insta-pick. And I think this is going to continue if we are seeing her in this series as well. And the chances of that are actually fairly high, so that's something to definitely watch out for too. But since we have a little bit of a break, one thing that I just want to highlight here real quickly, what do you think, how much can they actually get out of that Illidan setup? Are they going to be able to really get a lot going in the late game? Because I gotta admit, you look over to Team Lauber, and the one thing outside of Urel that they're missing is reliable lockdown. It's something that they just don't have. And we've seen Nick play against Hazorps in the late game on Tomb of the Garden Curse, but I'm really a little bit scared what Illidan could do when he has free reign here and Urel is not able to, I don't know, like distract him enough.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've already seen a case for it already here in the early game. We see Nick jump to the back line, and you see 3 people kiting backwards because you have to respect the Illidan, right? And you have to make sure that you're not getting the battered assault procs on your back line. It really does come down to Urel having her trade available. Maybe the whiskey's already gotten to me, okay? Just so you guys know, I slur a little bit when I drink. When she does the trait, it's knock back Illidan, and they have to try and blow him up right around the evasion cooldown. Nick so far has already created enough space. It's going to be rough. And oh my god, that damage was massive. Chromie with the Dragon's Breath hitting 2 members, and Tassadar gets popped like a zit.
And they have a big problem moving into that little choke point here with the Impale on Imperius and the follow-up on Blazer's side. Let's just see that they can't afford to run into, because as you said, Chromie is going to come in from behind, and fake dragon she may be, but she's still able to get quite a bit of damage on the board, as we could just see there. So the burst is real, and they are now taking a massive lead on the Immortal, taking a big dump on its hit point pool, and that's all it's on early level 10. They got 5 kills to 0. They're an entire level ahead right now. They're absolutely chunking this down.
I picked Team Nick to win, just so everyone is aware, just for the record.
I'm actually pretty sure that I picked Team Nick to win.
No, I'm pretty sure it was me, dude. Chat, who picked Nick? It was me, right? Yeah, press 3 if it was me. We're going to have a camp being taken away as Team Nick, the best team in game number 1 that I certainly picked to win. So Khaldor has to take a shot after this, is currently just running with the map.
Yeah, that's completely clutching this out. I'm a little bit terrified because I expected at least somehow a bit of a sneak in from Team Lauber, you know, to take some of the hit points off the Immortal and limit the shield therefore. But none of that is happening. So this is actually terrifying as hell. This topside Illidan also trying to now take the Shaman camp. That's another thing at the bottom of the map. I mean, if they get now a kill against Dino, that would be at least something. But that's a full shield Immortal. Yeah. I think you can kiss your fort goodbye at this point.
Yep. Kiss it, give it a pat on the butt as it falls apart and dies. This is going to be a little bit on the rough side. Metamorphosis will be the pickup. There is Temporal Loop here as well. Now, Whitemane does have her own cleanse available, so Chromie will have to play around that. But this wall's already down, full shield Immortal. You already have Masquerade coming in for a flank. He throws out the Impale just for funsies. That might be a punish, but Yasu is there with the Leap of Faith as he pulls him in into safety.
The fort is down, and I'm even more terrified now because I expected when the fort goes down, at least the shield to be gone, but that's not even the case. We're 8.5 minutes into this, and they are already crushing through the wall at the keep itself. And that's not even the worst thing. Up to the top, the camp is taking down another fort. Lauber and his boys are getting played to the wall here. What is going on? Team Nick, with all the momentum that they built up over the last 2 series that they played here, are aiming for a keep before the 10-minute mark even hits.
Nick's able to get out of the meta. Deathlight coming in, though. This is where Team Lauber wants to turn the fight around. They jump in and get a nice little knockback. This keep is under half HP, but it is still standing and alive, which is helpful. But they have another issue. Luke in the top lane. That's being pushed in. They got to clear that up, and that gives full space to Team Nick. As they hit 12.5, it will easily get to the next talent tier as they set up for the next Immortal.
That is a rough start. 9.5 minutes in, 5 kills behind. Got totally crushed on the first Immortal. Lost the bottom fort, lost the top fort, lost 58% HP on your keep. I have fun recovering from that. They need to dig deep for this one.
Are there any dogs in chat? Because this is rough. This is a rough game right now. Here's an Impale straight on top of Tyrael.
Well,
be able to drop down, nice little shield, but there's a jet propulsion.
Illidan.
Hey.
Ooh, they're going in for it again. Urel is coming in. Team Nick. Illidan is moving in for another kill. Call him butter because he's on the roll, baby. 13 on the board, 6 kills to 0. And they are trying to go for the follow-up against Death Knight, who's already attempting to move out here. The Space Goat, though, who's first jumps in and takes down Anduin.
There's our Ardent Defender, and he just keeps knocking him back. Death Knight is making so much room here. Boom! There goes the pounce. He's out here playing Mario as he goes to the jump. There's going to be Impale as well, and that is going to be 2 picks off, 3, as Death Knight finds a 3rd, and I'm so glad that I picked Team Lauber.
Yeah, I'm actually really happy. If I would have gone with Team Nick, I would be a little bit concerned right now, but thanks to the fact that I picked Team Lauber for the win here, I think I'm actually safe right now. So they're coming back into this. And we have the level 13 talent for them as well. So this is pretty much going as I expected, which is why I picked them. Initially, of course, they fall a little bit behind, but as the game continues, they pick up steam, and that's exactly what we're currently seeing from them here.
Yep, and this is where Raynor finally gets some time here to put some damage on the Immortals. It's going to be a quick shred. Team Nick is going to do their best to answer back in the top right, but they are waiting for all 5 to be up. Imperius is on his way, and now it's going to be about the defense. Coming in from Team Nick, can they find the angle here to push back their opponents while Chromie tries a siege?
Yeah, halftime show has already been dealt with. 6 kills against 3. Off we go. 13 talents on the board. They're trying to go again for the defense here. On the attacker side, Kelvin is trying to make a bit of a play, but the rest of the team, Svamgrotta moving in, trying to get the auto attacks connected here with the Executioner, and he's chunking this down quickly, one after another. With Tessa now coming in, I think they're going to lock this one in anyways. Over to the right side, look at Illidan, he's actually jumping in for Ural. The Space Go jumps away. Death Knight trying to escape here, Light Bomb, and Death Knight just shuts it down.
Wow, Death Knight is playing so well right now, able to jump out and get to his teammates. And Raynor buys the time here to jump on the Immortal, and they'll win it. Nick is trying to find a kill here, but they're just so darn tanky, shield on shields, and there's going to be an Aegis as well. Team Lauber grabs the Immortal to be pushed to the top lane, and Nick has to back up.
Yeah, so we actually have a little bit of a relief now for Team Lauber, finally for them. And if they are able to take some structures down, that would be heavily important. They need to rotate someone bot side though, and that's apparently Rel's job, trying to deal with the catapults that are pushing in now. Or they would maybe even lose the keep itself here. Topside defense is starting to shape up on the other hand, and since this is a 5 versus 4, with Urel the only hero at the bottom of the map, this is an easy defense for sure. They're trying to go for the kill now too. Once again, Sanctification on the ground as they're already attempting to go for another kill here. The bunker is in though. Svamgrotta getting a little bit attacked. Nick on the other hand, turning it around, wanting to go for Jimmy. Jimmy getting healed, White Man, but he's down. Jimmy is dead. This was Raynor.
Yep, and White Man in the top left is going to eventually get picked off. She can survive for a while, but there's no way he can handle 2 boys jumping on you like this. There goes another jump up. They're going to be blocked on the right side. There's going to be an Age at the same time. My god, she is still living. She is just taking this. Finally, she gets picked off, and that's going to be a cleanup. And I'm so glad that you voted for Team Nick.
Yeah, okay, as Tim comes in with the sexual comments over here, is this not safe for work? Like, I don't know. We have...
What was sexual?
We have the 3 kills against 8, and all of a sudden the momentum swing back in the hands of Team Nick as they're going in. But, of course, topside, Fort has fallen, and thanks to the Immortal being completely left alone to his own devices, we have the wall also obliterated, so there's that. Move to the bottom of the map for another camp, and Team Nick picking up the early level 16 talent.
16 does connect for Team Nick. Lauber will be right behind them, but they're at about 15 and a quarter. They're on their way towards that 16. This game has been wildly close, and honestly, I don't know if I can pick a winner, right? Like, it's been kind of crazy.
I mean, all memes and jokes aside, yeah, it's really back and forth. The early game definitely looked as if Nick's team would just ruffle stomp, right? 5 kills against 0, you get the keep already down with the first Immortal. When have you last seen that? That was Gen G times. So now that we're looking at this though, I would give Nick still the upper hand, but Team Lauber is fighting back so heavily that they always seem like they could, with just one team fight, bring it back completely.
Death Knight goes in, and it really does seem like it hinges on Death Knight and him being able to get that back line. And so far, he's been doing a great job of getting back there. And this time he has an Ardent Defender as well. Need to wait for that 16 so they can have that power spike, especially when it comes to Urel. She gets an AoE cleave, which is very helpful for helping clean up kills or damage spikes pretty dramatically. But at the same time, they're just trying to hold on to this keep.
And talking about damage spikes, Tacita is already at 40,000 damage. That guy is stacking on his level 1 like there's no tomorrow. They go again for Dino. The bunker is on the ground. Dino is in. And with 220 stacks, Tacita is just racking up those numbers as we speak. 16 versus 17. Level 16 talents come in. Pain and Rat is in for Jimmy. And it's another Immortal on the map that's going to spawn now. Even talent fight for the 2 teams here. But oh boy, are we in for a battle right now. This grand final is starting up with a fantastic first map between the two teams here. And we didn't even have to wait for map 3 or map 4 to see some of the out-of-the-box picks. We got a White Mane, we got an Illidan on map number 1, an Imperious and Blaze composition, just simply for the tank line for Team Nick. It's getting spicy here, and yeah, I mean, seriously, this is like an awesome start into the series.
Oh, Team Lauber's gonna be happy they kept their keep. It is low on HP, but it's still there, which means they don't have to deal with too much capital pressure, which they can focus all their efforts on defending this, and they need that effort. Illidan is backdooring in the top left corner as he's trying to build a little bit of pressure, especially with that camp, as they would love to get that keep into a weird position. This should indicate to Lauber that they need to step up and start getting damage on the Immortal to pull Nick back, and they do. Lauber's there, already applying some damage with Raynor to back him up.
Illidan is still pushing, finally starting to move back, but that's a big push towards that keep. That's gonna hurt. There's a camp, there's the wave. They're going for the Immortal at the same time. The fighter on the other hand is already exploding right in front of with the sanctification on the ground against Van Grotta. Low gets pushed back in. Jimmy alive and dead just a second later. Now it's 9 kills against 3 in total. Everybody's low, everybody's dropping over here. They're trying to go for the second kill, but Lauber barely survives with less than 100 HP. Masquerade gets pulled out by Anduin. And they are able to move back, but the top lane is suffering. The keep is losing HP as we speak, and it's down to a sliver of health and might still fall. Oh, the minions! Oh, the archer takes it down, and now they lose the Immortal as well. What a setup here!
Team Nick identified that they could get on Raynor, and they did. They jumped straight on top of him. He was able to survive for quite a long time, thanks to the adrenaline rush, and of course White Mane helping out, but it was just a little too much. Chromie was able to finally put the nail in the Raynor coffin, and now they have to defend this keep push that will be heading in here in the bottom left corner with a keep on 1 HP. Team Lauber has to play around the idea of maybe fighting behind the Immortal and forcing the issue, but Illidan is going to take that away as he runs the top lane and looks straight at a core.
Yeah, and he of course can take that core down. We've seen that in the 5th map against Team Harzobs, but even outside of that, if Korea has proven anything, that it's that you can never leave Illidan alone on a structure. Death Knight is in trouble. Death Knight gets stunned out, and here comes Chromie with the kill follow-up, trying to go for it, and they lock it in. 10 kills against 3. The core, the shields are falling, the Immortal is on it, and Team Nick is making it happen. They are actually taking game number 1 in this best of 5 series at the grand final of Meta Madness against Team Lauber, the lead for the red team. GG and well played. Game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Team Lauber against Team Nick, and here we go. It is Tomb of the Spider Queen, our second map in the best of 5. And for some reason, I actually have the wrong scoreboard over here. Team Lauber did not win the last map. Nope, they actually got pretty much obliterated. So let's make this a little bit more proper. We have a 1-0 lead for Team Nick. That's actually what we're talking about here. And yeah, let's go in. Tomb of Spider Queen. Second map means 20 heroes are banned, the 10 heroes that are globally banned, and also the 10 heroes that were played on the last map. Lucio gets banned out. Same is also true for Zarya. And off we go. Let's have a little bit of a look what we're going to get for Tomb of the Spider Queen. This is Nick's map. So it's actually a little bit interesting to me because, well, first of all, they pick the map every single time that they can. I personally kind of expected that at some point a team would come in and say, you know what, on the map bans, we're going to ban our Tomb of the Spider Queen. You've been picking this every single time that you get a chance to do it, so we're going to ban it right away. Never happened. So as Team Lauber goes for the first pick and the first ban, we immediately have Team Nick saying, like, you know what, we're going to pick the same map that we picked the entire tournament. We're going to pick Tomb of the Spider Queen. So Garrosh comes in as our first pick. And let's have a bit of a look of how they're going to respond here on the other side. Wait a second.
What?
Do you see a Kerrigan ban?
I do not. But do you run Kerrigan on the Garrosh? Granted, it is Tomb of the Spider Queen, right? And if you get a front beefy line...
It's Nick as well. That's what terrifies me more. So they actually go into Rek'Sai and Jaina first. So we might not see her here, but ballsy play. Okay. I mean, yes, Garrosh, you got a point. But it's also Nick, and so far he didn't give two shits of who he played against. I like that play, though.
Oh, they take it! And then it gets banned for the rest of the series. Oh my... Giga Brain. Brain so big, it wouldn't fit in Megamind. That is amazing! Wow!
That's actually awesome. So Rexa and Jaina get both picked, and they're like, well, you can still ban out the Carrigan on the 3rd ban. Maybe we're gonna pick her later. Maybe we're gonna pick her if you don't ban her out here. And then Team Lauber is simply like, guys, if you don't pick her, we just pick her for you, and then she's banned anyways. And since we already have Garrosh and can follow that up with the Sylvanas pick over here, off we go. If they get momentum with this, with the Carrigan and Garrosh setup, Sylvanas can just help them push this so hard. This is a good job from Team Lauber. I like this. This is a smart play. Malfurion gets banned out on the support side. Lucy and Malfurion both banned out. I mean, starts to limit the pool a bit. We didn't run into problems with supports though. It's more so the tanks that really become an issue later on in the game.
The IQ for Team Lauber is just so massive right now. They should get into Harvard right now. Everyone supply. You got this. You can be in it. It's fine. You have to come to America, and maybe you'll get some kind of contagion, but it's fine. You'll be in Harvard. Totally worth it. My God. I love this opening from them.
It's actually pretty cool. It's also really, again, momentum could be heavily in their side if you don't get shot down here. So we got Muradin, Muradin, Jaina, they got Kayn, so a little bit of lockdown. All of the heroes that they're playing right now have some form of CC that they can play. Okay.
Okay. A little bit more of a tanky front line. Although I don't know if Muradin's tanky enough. He's so weird. Sometimes he feels super tanky, and other times he feels squishy.
I mean,
AF.
You got the Stormbolt set up, you have Deckard Kayn to follow it up, you have Rexa that can send Misha in for another stun, and then Jaina to capitalize on it. So I don't really mind it too much right now. I really think they have a lot with this. Stukov for the silence, I like that too. Carrigan setup, Garrosh setup, whatever you go for, Stukov can follow up on that. And then we have also the Panda to bullet them a little bit more. We could see some top cake plays if he doesn't decide to go into the triple Panda.
Yeah. And that's all gets dive capability too. Like, Chen is the new Anubrek, if that makes sense. Anubrek used to be able to dive because of beetles and whatnot, but the tower changes have made Anubrek a lot weaker. Chen, because he's able to drink, of course, and have that elusive available to him, is actually able to be really aggressive on a fort.
Okay. Maiev comes in, Tomb of the Spider Queen, game number 2. The grand final continues, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make it happen. Game number 2 coming up between Team Lauber and Team Nick. Game on, ladies and gentlemen. Tomb of the Spider Queen. Whoop, whoop. Team Lauber against Team Nick. And on the left side, Lauber himself on Garrosh. We have Tai on Sylvanas, Rutsu on Carrigan. That's really the smart one over here. That's going to be the interesting play. If he can get value out of her, then that is going to turn out to be one of the best picks that they made probably in this tournament. Simply denying it to Nick and therefore never being in a position where they have to worry about another ban on her. Death Knight on Stukov and Swamgarota on Chen. On the right side of the map, we got Nick on Jaina for Team Nick. We have Yasu on Deckard Kayn, Kelvin Maiev, Dainu on Rexa, and Muradin, played by Masquerade. Going straight on level 1, actually, into the Dwarf block, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh man, this is going to be a hard matchup for Team Nick. Now, they do have the tools. Maiev is pretty darn good against divers, and that's what exactly Team Lauber wants to do here with their Kerrigan, Chen, Garrosh composition. They're looking to force fights and make sure to overrun them. And Maiev can punish that. And you also have a lot of health here, but they got to be like Earthbenders. They have to stand their ground and watch pressure come in their way because they are playing on a nice edge at the moment.
I mean, we talked about this before, but Taff definitely the best Earthbender. I mean, well, the best Bender in general. Nobody just beats her. She is fucking fantastic.
Super strong. They got to be tough right now. Just stand their ground and really take what they can here. And they're playing safe.
You have no idea who Taff is, right?
Yeah, I know who Taff is.
Okay,
what are you talking about?
Just double checking. I was a little bit worried. That comment worried me. I'm sorry. I apologize, but still.
No, for sure. No, I agree with you completely. I like old woman Taff. She's probably my favorite. Just so sassy and just does not care anymore.
Yeah, I mean, she never gave a fuck. The best is when she discovers metal bending. That's really the big one. And then I'm the
best earthbender in the world!
Taff, you rock. Nah, that was awesome.
Level 1 pickup here. What do you think about that for Muradin to give him a little bit more sustainability? Dwarf block being picked up, which gives him 75 physical armor whenever he dwarf tosses. It's 4 charges as well.
Yeah, I looked at it earlier and I actually kind of like it. You can make really aggressive plays with the 2, so I'm happy that we see a little bit more often lately. And in this case, it makes a whole lot of sense, right? The damage that he's going to receive is mainly going to come from auto attacks in this setup. Talking about damage received, Swamp Grotta is gonna... it's getting beat up quite a little bit on this gen.
Wait, his name is Swamp Grotta?
Yeah, like he has the Swamp Groot because he had to include the clan tag at some point. There weren't enough letters left, but his actual nickname is Swamp Grotta.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, fair enough. Night Camp doing war here in the middle. This should favor Kerrigan and crew if they can fight in that spell aura, but Masquerade and Kelvin are doing a really good job of just making sure that they do not break through that barrier, as both teams are trying to clear it up, but also trying not to get picked off.
Now, Kerrigan is all alone at the top. You kind of want to have her also with the team if you can, so that you have more pressure against heroes and can take them down. We didn't see a single turn-in just yet. The two camps have just collided in the middle, and the two teams were super busy making sure that there wouldn't be any value to be had in structures taken down, for example. The gem count 38 against 38, no advantages here. It's just all about attempting to make sure that they get the next turn-in secured. The first one, actually, for this game in the grand final. And yeah, Fat Illidan in the meantime has also gone on level 4 now into the Deadly Strike after the Eye of the Tiger. Still confusing to me. Eye of the Tiger on a panda. I mean, yes, Kung Fu Panda, love and all that crap. I get it, but still. Like, why not Eye of the Panda?
Just sitting here looking at that. There's no difference. They're both eyeballs. They both see, right?
It's different eyes. Look different. Why not Eye of the? Why not Eye of the Panda? Are you afraid? Are you like ashamed?
Why not
of
Eye of the
pandas?
Human? Eye of the Humans are on the top of the food chain.
I mean, he's a panda. That's why.
Yeah, but it could be anything else. If you want to go that far, you know what I'm saying? Like, your logic here could be applied to just going to the food chain, and humans are on top of that, and sharks, of course. Right?
Yeah, sure. I mean, maybe.
Definitely.
What do I know? Either way, level 7 talents. Talent names are weird, that's all I'm saying, okay? He's not a panda. He's not a tiger, he's a panda.
Alright. I think this is a war that you and I cannot win.
That's
my thoughts on this one. Just let it be, you know? It's a Rocky reference. Let him brawl. Live his life, just like Rocky.
Did you just compare Chen to Rocky?
Eye of the Tiger is a song that is played in the Rocky movie, thus being a reference to Rocky.
Yeah, but
Eye of the Tiger.
The panda's not from Philly.
Oh my god. Khaldor, you take things way too literal.
I'm German, what do you want from me?
This is insane. Like, this is too far.
Alright.
Combo comes out, misses on top of Muradin. Ratsu goes in, looks for another combo, can't find it though.
Yeah. 8 against 8. Not a single kill just yet. Comparing that to the earlier game on where we had 5 kills against 0 early on. 36 gems turned in against 14. Misha is the only one that's getting bullied here. I mean, Peter has been informed, as usual, but they don't care.
Ooh.
Apparently, bare lives don't matter. That's a kill on the other hand. Come on! Kelvin,
No way.
there's the kill. My F is down. She
would've
gets
survived, dude.
murdered.
Great job there. Combo into a silence. Almost survives. It's a good teamwork from Team Nick. Just doesn't quite get it. And they shouldn't, to be honest with you. Kerrigan, in their early game, is so good at killing off people quickly. And that's going to be a call there. Death Knight coming in for another combo. Is not going to fully connect, but that's okay. They got Blue Web Weavers coming in, and they're moving towards level 10.
Yeah, they got definitely a bit of a chance now, because with with Web Weavers coming in with level 9.5 already on the board, if they get level 10 as they execute the push here, they will have way more pressure against the red team, and Team Nick could actually suffer a lot of structural losses here if that happens, because if you have both of them and can combine them on the push, it should really cost them at least 1 fort, if not even more than that. And level 10 is in any second. There we have it. This is just a perfect setup. I mean, you couldn't time it any better. The web weavers are literally hitting the ground as they get level 10.
Yep, and you see Team Nick just doing their best here to hold what they can. Blizzard's being dropped on his Web Weaver, Tower slowly being brought down, Kerrigan pushing for the fight in the middle. Kelvin does a great job of dodging that, though, as he jumps straight into the air and is going to survive. And actually, looking at it, all said and done, what is that going to be? 1 turret, maybe a second? A bit of a fight here in the top right corner as taunt comes off. There's a silence as well. And it's going to be a pick on Murden. Just kidding. W comes out. Ring of Frost. It connects on Garrosh. Misses the other two as they step back into the middle of the ring. and they're going to survive. Nick tried to turn it around, but just couldn't quite pull it off.
I'm actually really surprised that they didn't get more out of this entire setup. They pretty much broke the wall at the top and in the middle, and that's about it. I thought with level 10 in, if they make a pick or if they go aggressive, that they could take the fort and just push behind it. But with the new mechanics and all the aggro that you get from attacking those structures, it just didn't work out the way for them. Now, it's still worth it. I mean, they took both of the walls down, that's nice. They got a kill on top of it too. That leaves them with a little bit of a lead in experience, and they have some momentum on the map as well. But I honestly thought that they would be able to get way more out of this. I mean, the timing was just perfect on that end. But as it stands, it's level 11 versus level 11. And in addition to that, we have another turn-in opportunity for Team Lauber in just another gem that they have to pick up. Could honestly work out for them. If they can somehow interrupt Team Nick from turn-in, get their own connected, maybe get another kill, that would definitely heavily favor them, get the momentum going, but they're not able to make that play and stop them, so Team Nick responds with an objective on their own.
And look at their firepower they have here. Warden's Cage, Stay a While, Listen, Unleash the Boars, Ring of Frost, AoE upon AoE. They have the potential to blow up the opposing team if they can get the fight. Here come the Pandas. They jump straight on here to the back line, and they're going to catch Decker Kane. Ring of Frost comes out, but it's a bit too early. It doesn't really do too much. One Panda gets hit, but Nick also gets cleaned up as Lauber and his boys grab 2 kills and start to clear out the web weavers.
Yeah, they just go completely shit on with that approach. I mean, holy hell, that ring didn't connect with anything but an isolated panda. Now that's 4 kills against 0. That's one way to stop the objective on the opponent's side. Tai moves topside, takes down the web weaver in the middle. Now that we have the kills picked up, they're just going for another one, or at least attempting to. Rutzer is trying to lock anybody down here with another Kerrigan combo. And of course, the 3-2-3 moment. At this point, it's the obligatory move at some point in the game. We have a bit of a change though. Last time it was Team Lauber, this time it is Team Nick. The tactical pause is coming through. And, well, let's see. Down at the bottom of the map, Dino has 52 gems. Holy hell. I didn't even realize that he was carrying the hopes and dreams of the red team on his shoulders. That's actually kind of nuts. If they can kill him at any point, that's more or less a lights out move.
He's their official bank. And he's set up for it. I mean, if you're gonna have it on anybody, I guess Rexar. Rexar doesn't want to die ever, so might as well toss it on him. Prefer that instead of your main tank.
But the guy has a mask on. Would you trust that guy?
I trust Batman with my life.
That is not Batman.
He looks just like Batman. Look at the top right corner.
That
He's
makes
Batman
me shut Robin.
He looks just like Batman. Combo on the bear. It gets connected. It's going to be a big Warden's Cage into a big taunt. The two hold each other. Misha comes in, gets the claw. It's going to be one locked down. Ring of Frost doesn't connect, but they don't need it. They find a Kerrigan.
Yeah, they take Kerrigan down. So all of a sudden the momentum swings here. That was the kill. The first one for Team Nick. Well played actually by them. And here's the turn-in attempt. Oh, they got the gems. I mean, each team could now go for the second turn-in. Kelvin is trying to get it. And they have Garrosh really low. Lauber, no! He's into it. He's walking it. He's running it down middle right now. Walked straight into them. The immediate ping. I mean, you could see it happen. It was so telegraphed. He walks into vision. He's low in HP. They ping him immediately. They jump onto him and they're just saying, boom, you're dead. Now they go for the boss.
And then go straight for the boss. Want to push out that top lane. Then the web weaver's coming in too. Is there any chance Team Lauber comes in and tries to stop this? Kerrigan's thinking about it. She throws in the Ultalisk. It will connect with Muradin, but not the target you're looking for. And then the Ultalisk will get stunned out by the boss. Here's Maev, pulls up the tether. No one's grabbed the boss yet. Oh my gosh, Chin goes in. Oh my. What? They actually take it away. Here's another stun as well. Kelvin gets picked off. That is so unfortunate for Team Nick, but so PogChamp for Team Lauber.
What the hell? They get 3 kills and the boss. They come in and absolutely murder them. Boss is taken. Red Web Weavers are still on the map at the bottom, but that was just absolutely insane. What a fight, and Team Lauber comes in and just crushes them. Now we have nearly level 16 in their hands. It's 7 kills against 2, but unbelievable. What a battle over there. Oh my god, that was insane. They take the boss, they take 3 kills, they have all the momentum on the map, they defeat the Web Weavers. That was crazy.
There was this big hammer coming in from Team Nick that was about to just slam on top of the anvil and take Team Lauber out of this map, it felt like. And suddenly, you just see Team Lauber turn it around, take away all their tools, and now they are currently riding this momentum train. They're straight surfing, dude. Totally tubular.
Totally. 23,000 damage for me. The top damage on the red team side. 27k for the Panda. Yep, the Panda is popping off here. Sylvana's at 25,000. Web Weavers are in, and there's a level 16 talent advantage for Team Lauber as well. Rutsu jumping in deep, getting the Chrysalis in. Ring! Not connecting with anything. They're starting to make the jump. Here's the cage on the ground as they're trying to turn around. The keeper's already starting to attack Harrigan, and she goes down first. Lauber is attacked too, and he is dead as well. Just as it looks like they would run the momentum here to take down several structures. It's like the just kidding moment, and 2 heroes are obliterated right away. Team Nick crushing their hopes and dreams before they could even flourish.
You gotta love the Warden's Cage near a fort. Just being able to get that armor reduction off the shots from the tower just gives you enough to find a kill, and Kerrigan and Garrosh will be paying for that. Now, there is going to be a little bit of damage in thanks to the Web Weavers, but not as bad as it could have been. And here's the best news for Team Nick. They are now level 16 as well, and they're building up their own gyms. Now, there is one more turn in the variable for Team Lauber, but if they can weather that storm, they'll be in a pretty solid position to answer back pretty soon.
7 kills against 4 now on the map, 16 versus 16. Rexa ready to feign his death again, and we have a bit more jump action on Murden. The dwarf launch actually propelling him forward even more. Svamkarata down here at the bottom is still looking for the interrupt and gets against Masquerade. There's enough gems in the hands of Team Lauber to at least get another Web Weaver wave for themselves that would actually set them ahead too. Robin is moving in, Batman right behind him. And Lauber already on the run over here. Gets the flip, gets the taunt, straight in the tower range, and that's a perfect setup to take Meridian down. The dwarf got killed, but Stukov falls too. Everybody low on the red team side on the other hand, and Deckard Kane, the old man, is down once more. And Nick, yeah, good luck running away from this one. 3 kills against the red team. Gems lost all over the place, and the momentum swings back again. Trick, what's happening here? It's literally just swinging back and forth. The momentum is not stopping here.
Yeah, normally when I'm casting Heroes of the Storm, my brain is like 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. It's very binary. I make decisions, but right now my brain is full of question marks. Like, there's so much going on that's really just freaking crazy. Like, Murden jumping into 2 towers and getting taunted. Like, it was a setup there for the huge cleave into a Ring of Frost, and they wound up getting Stukov, but my golly, man, you gotta slow down that aggression because it cost your team 3 deaths.
And now with a 10 against 5, there's the Web Weavers. Jaina isn't even back yet, and already they're knocking at the walls here. The quest is completed for Rexa. The extra armor for him and Misha are coming through. Top side, the attack. Panda time! No! Not like this! Chen is down, gets eliminated. That's what happens when you don't go for the top cake plays. Now we have half a level missing on level 20. This just doesn't stop. He goes back and forth the entire time. But even with 4 heroes on the map, Team Lauber is trying to make the best out of a weird situation. Get the level 20 and maybe get a little bit of a setup here for a kill against Kelvin. The taunt by F gets out. The ring, the old man.
It hits 2. It finally hits for once. Khaldor, he grabs 2. There's gonna be the ice block. Nick trying to stay alive. He walks on a potion, but there's a Kerrigan combo. But it doesn't matter. Rexar turns around and he says, "I'm Batman." He finds the auto attack. He gets the kill. Lauber's me next. Batman is destroying all in his way. He will get vengeance for his parents.
He can't be Batman because I'm Batman.
That was 3 kills there, and they built up to level 20. And here's the best part: there's no more gems for Lauber. No more.
Yeah, they got nothing. I mean, honestly,
nothing, dude.
They turned most of it in anyways, but the keep at the bottom has fallen. The keep at the top is already low. The one over here is also taking tons of damage. And it seems to be prime time, boss time right now. They're jumping up at the top and off we go. If they claim this one, that would be a problem. And the entire red team went down to the bottom of the map and said, "Woo, Siege Giants."
These are pretty. Wait, is this just Chen and Sylvanas? No way. Are they really gonna get this? Are they gonna be able to take away this boss? It's down about 40%. No one is near to scout this. Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Is this happening?
They're getting
Vernon-
He's too late. He's too late. Oh, it's so good. 12 kills against 9, 20 versus 20. The boss has been taken. That's the end of the top keep. Top keep is definitely down. I mean, that's not something you can save. It's kind of amazing to me, by the way, that Sylvanas hasn't died yet. She's literally the only hero on the map that has not fallen yet. The Panda moving down to the bottom to take the Siege Giants down. And the rest of the blue team on their way towards the middle in an attempt to take another keep down. And they're losing everything right now. Team Nick hasn't taken down a single fort yet.
I can't tell if it's a whiskey talking or what, but this. Oh my god, that's something strong. Okay, he's fine. He gets away. Masquerade was looking for an engage. 21 to 20 right now. 61 gems available. He can go for the turn, and they can turn this around. Here's the only crazy part here. Lauber and his team has all forts right now. They are perfectly fine. They can weather another storm. They can have this turn and happen and be perfectly fine. What a game!
Yeah, game 2. It's only game 2 in the grand final. Red Web Weavers are descending. That's where Team Nick is going to try and build up the momentum. But the timing on the camp on the left side, that's how Lauber is attempting to stop that. Team Nick has taken game number 1. This is the second map. Lauber wants to equalize the score with this, boys, and they've done a great job taking the bottom keep. But there's 2 keeps still remaining, so there's no constant catapult pressures on these lanes. And now the counter push attempt by Team Nick. This is important. If they can't take any forts down with this, they're going to be in a lot of trouble as this game continues.
If you're Team Lauber, you're like, okay, we need to clear this, but no one die. We can lose the forts, we can lose the walls, it's fine. They don't mean too much here in this late game. Like, sure, we want to keep our wells, maybe. Just don't die, guys. And you see it in their gameplay. You see Chen playing safe behind the walls. You saw the 4-man clear up the top lane, and they're going to group up as 5 to clear this. It's going to be a throw on Misha. Misha's going to get dingled on. There's going to be a nice little combo. It doesn't fully connect, but at least Misha gets picked off.
Yeah, once again, here comes the push to the middle. Bot lane Ford is already about to fall thanks to the Web Weavers. They're trying to defend this one, easy peasy. Nick is looking for an opportunity to drop the Ring of Frost, but of course he would ideally wait for the old man. Stay a while and get murdered. Here comes the ring. It connects with 2 and that's a double.
Best part about that is it hit right in the middle of the storm with the fight. Remember when I was like, hey, just don't die, team. Just don't die. You know what they're doing? They're dying. That's 3. That's 4. 4 picked off. Sylvanas is the only one down here in the bottom lane. Now, what exactly can be done here for Team Nick? Can they push out to the bottom and start working on the keep? It does look like it. They got a minion wave joining them as well. Could this be game, Khaldor?
I think it can be. I think it should be at this point. I mean, Ty is the only one trying to stop this, and he's getting some damage in, but this keep is just obliterated. Team Nick, they want to go for the 2-0 here, and it is getting nasty at this point. The keep is down. Are they going to go for core? It's 20 seconds until they're back. Oh, Sylvanas is dead. This is it. This is game. They're coming in and they're taking it. That's a 2-0 lead for Team Nick right here. The entire game, they get pummeled into the ground and then they get one opportunity, one chance in a lifetime. They go Mom's Spaghetti and take them down. Their big lead with another victory on Tomb of the Spider Queen for Team Nick. GG and well done. Let's go, everybody. Game number 3. 30 heroes banned out as we are heading into the 3rd map of the grand final. And, well, it's spicy. Team Nick turned it around on the last map. It was actually pretty impressive. I mean, their map choice, of course, Tomb of the Spider Queen. But initially, it didn't really look all that great. Team Lauber took an early lead, and then all of a sudden, chaos just inserted on both sides. We had hit after hit coming in, comeback after comeback, and now we are going into game number 3, Infernal Shrines, with a 2-0 lead for Team Nick in this best-of-5 grand final at Meta Madness. And there is a chance that we're going to see Team Nick walk away with a 3-0 victory. Can they make it happen? That's the question. Lucio gets banned. We got Zarya also banned out. Infernal Shrines, the map, which is kind of interesting since it was a starting map for a lot of the maps previously, but a lot of the heroes that you usually see picked here have already been eliminated. So this 3rd map, I don't expect too much craziness just yet, but there's definitely some potential. I mean, Kerrigan is off the board. We have now also Sonya banned out. There's a lot of the damage dealers from afar that have not, or that are not available anymore. And yeah, anything specific you want to see here? I think Tim died. Tim is just gone. Okay, just to tell a little bit of backstory here. So one of the things that actually happens is that we both agreed that every single time we predict the wrong team to win, we have to take a shot. He already tried to ban this down to half shots for himself. He, by the way, started all of this, so I just agreed to something, and then he's just like, yeah, try to chicken out of it. But maybe those 2 half shots were already too much for him, which would mean that you can actually drink Tim under the table with a single shot, which is kind of crazy. So Tim passed out on the PC, which means I'm solo, ladies and gentlemen. So Phoenix and Zeratul get immediately picked, and that's Dino on Zeratul. That already terrifies me.
Oh shit, I'm muted! Did you mute me?
I didn't mute you.
I was talking the whole time, dude. I'm fine. You ever have someone tell a story about you, and then you're trying to respond, and you're just completely getting ran over, and you're like, what did I do wrong? And then you realize you're muted? That's what just happened right there. I'm fine, dude, and I'm ready to go in. My question is, why is Zarya getting banned out when Garrosh was already played? Isn't that like the deadly combo of like Garrosh-Zarya?
No, I mean, it's not only about Garrosh. I mean, that's the dream, of course, when you get the speed barrier. But Zarya in general is just absolutely insane for the sustain in any kind of format that you have. So she is a solid ban. I mean, if you look at the ban pattern that they have, it's Zarya, and also together with that, they ban out Medivh. So that's 2 great heroes that Svamgrotta, by the way, both play. So he's pretty much the player that plays both of those and gets targeted from the bans. But Rutsu is actually going into Mephisto's setup now, with Junkrat coming in on top of that too. But that's 2 squishies already. And Dino has been popping off on Zeratul together with Tai a lot. I mean, those are the 2 best Zeratul players probably in Europe right now. So that pick alone already terrifies me a little bit. Nick on Phoenix in addition to that. Now that we have Diablo banned out, I mean, this could get really tricky for Lauber's team very quickly. And this is the potential last map, depending on how Nick performs here with his boys.
Let's pick your brain. What do you think about a Stitches pick here?
I wouldn't really mind it too much, but Anubarak has been the focus from the team. Stitches has been more of a last resort pick the entire time. I was actually surprised by it a bit too. I talked to Quacknix about it in the series that I casted with him, because what he expected as well to happen a little bit more often is something along the lines of like a Stitches and some kind of follow-up stun. For example, Kel'Thas was something that we were throwing out. If you get the hook into the gravity lapse and then get damage in, but most of the teams have opted very heavily into Anubarak and trying to make these engage comms happen where you dive in happily, try to get the kill quickly, and then move out there. Leo is in. I didn't even realize that Leo wasn't played yet, but of course this is only game number 3. It feels like the series has been going on for a long more time. And we got Uther together with it.
You need someone that can match Zeratul, because Zeratul, like, if you don't have a side laner that can double soak, as well as Zeratul can, he'll just coast until 16. So you need to have someone that can put pressure on it. And Leo really fits that bill.
Oh.
And also gives you Entomb. Ooh, Tyrande, Whisper Window.
Tyrande makes it in, so Anubarak with the Tyrande stun follow-up, and the damage that comes out. They go for a bit of a sniper comp here. Can she keep up with the heals, though? That's the big question, as we're heading into the potential last map of Meta Madness 3. Infernal Shrines, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go in straight away. The 3rd map here between Team Nick and Team Lauber. Game on! Team Lauber against Team Nick, and it is time to shine now or never. Lauber and his boys, they have to step it up a little bit. They have to turn it up to 100, or they're going to be eliminated and take 2nd place in this tournament, whereas Team Nick is going to crown themselves the champion. On the left side, the blue team here in Infernal Shrines, it is Tai on Uther. Again, pushed into the support role. We currently have Lauber on Mal'Ganis, Death Knight on Leoric, Svamgrotta on Junkrat, Rutsu on Mephisto. And on the right side, of course, Team Nick with Nick himself on Phoenix, Yasuo on Tyrande, Kelvin on Thrall with the Trolling Thunder on level 1, Dino with a slash build on Zeratul, and Masquerade on Anubarak.
I love both compositions here, mostly because they both kind of wear you down, and wear down comps are really strong in Infernal Shrine because you have the objective that takes forever, of course, to be able to burn down. So if you can get characters like Mephisto and Zeratul in the mix of your compositions and be able to get on that back line and just slowly make them weaker over time, you're going to be a good spot. The thing that is a little bit scary for me, though, is the main tank spot. Now, Khaldor, you mentioned in draft about Anubarak and being able to get isolation and finding a pick. It is wonderful, but Mal'Ganis is able to take over a teammate, especially when a team fight, especially when he hits level 10 himself. Yep. So it's really going to come down to a battle of the tanks and who gets that major engage. And the best part for Mal'Ganis is he's got an Uther to back him up as well and lock down that target.
Okay, since we also have talked about this as we are still at the beginning of the game, who do you think takes this here? Who is your prediction for the winner?
I'm gonna go for Game 4, man. I'm gonna vote for Team Lauber. They've let me down twice in a row, but if I've learned anything in life, if you keep being let down by people and you keep voting for them, eventually it's gonna pay off, and then you can revel in that small moment. And I'm gonna go ahead and keep voting for Team Lauber.
I'm going for the tactical prediction here, actually, because I'm a smart boy, and I'm gonna predict Team Lauber as well, but for different reasons than you do, because I simply calculate as follows. If Team Nick wins, I have to take one more shot and then I go to bed. If Team Lauber wins, then because I predicted them, I don't have to take a shot, so I'm in a pretty good spot either way.
Wow.
Smart plays over here, right?
I can't deny that logic. It's quite sound.
IQ 200 plays, ladies and gentlemen. Whoop, whoop. Coming straight out of Spain from your German boy. So, with all of that, though, we're heading straight into our bot lane. Well, not really a bot lane battle. I actually thought that they were trying to contest this a bit, but they don't. So it's an easy camp.
When did you start this whoop whoop thing?
It's a while ago, honestly. Like, that didn't happen today. I have no idea when that came through, but it happens every now and then. Why?
It's a weaker yeet, you know? Just whoop whoop.
You hate it, or what's going on here?
I'm kind of feeling it. Yeah, I feel like maybe I'll pull it out myself soon, actually. Kind of into it.
I don't know when it happens, but I think it also has been... I think it has been part of the last tournament, too. Like, a few weeks ago. But
Okay.
after 10 hours of casting without food, I'm not gonna lie, I had how many tequila shots right now? 5? No, 4. 4, I think. 3, 4.
7.
And a beer. So I kind of feel a little bit without food in 10 hours. Yeah, so I think that increases the whoop-whoop chances a little bit.
All right. Well,
The hype is
we'll
real,
see
you
who
know.
Yeah, we'll keep that hype rolling on through as we're about to have our first shrine activation here on the bottom right. Lauber comes in, gets a knock up on Nick, gonna put him to sleep, and Dino is on the back left to see if he can get a flank, but nothing really opens up there. And Nick, thanks to playing Phoenix, gonna have his shields come back in soon, and they can contest this objective. Meanwhile, Team Lauber is gonna do their best to take whatever they can as they go up to 7-2, and also get lane priority in the top lane, which is a big deal. Junkrat gets knocked down, Uther comes in with the heals, gives some armor, and Junkrat is able to stay alive.
49 hit points for Svamgrata, and he gets out. We have the full Lightning Nova build so far for Mephisto as they're jumping into it. Nearly even stacks on the objective. It's the Arcane Punisher that we're talking about. Top lane. That's where we have, of course, another camp pushing in. Zeratul has rotated in. Went, as I said previously, into the Void Slash variation, where on level 16 you get the Void Slash, on level 1 you pick immediately the Greater Cleave to increase the radius here. It helps you specifically on this map if you want to make sure that you get additional stacks towards the objective, but of course outside of it you will still go into the Might of the Narazim. You're still going to try and go for these one-shot setups, but you are also trying to be a bit more helpful when the objective spawns on the map. But as it stands, Team Lauber walks away with objective number 1. 0 kills so far, the bait over the wall. They're gonna burn this down as quickly as they can. A little bit of a 1 versus 1 setup with Zeratul Melganes, but Svamgrota in trouble, and Nick this time shows no mercy. Comes in and takes Junkrat down. First blood for Team Nick as they are looking for a 3-0 victory.
Forgot, can I change my vote to Nick? Mostly because he's playing Phoenix, not because I think they're going to win. I just totally miss that he's playing Phoenix again, and I saw him in the last series, and his Phoenix gameplay is just stellar. Like, he knows how to jump in, find that perfect Q, work his auto attacks in a safe distance, but also be lethal AF. It's pretty impressive. It makes me want to whoop whoop.
You can whoop whoop here. You just can't go woof woof.
Woof woof.
Can you say wolf by now?
I quit trying, to be honest. Like, I try to wolf, you know, I try to go in wolf, but like people say it sounds similar, and to me I'm saying different things. So,
I think you're better. I think you're good.
Yeah, I've been trying for about a year now. You know, slowly I'll get there. Maybe by the time I'm 50, I'll be able to say wolf.
Okay, let's try. Rega is a
wolf.
And you lost it again. I love it. It's one of my favorite clips. It's really one of my favorite clips. It's always getting posted and it's just fantastic. I think I uploaded it to my Instagram at some point as well, and every single time I double check a little bit the history there, I stumble upon it and I'm just like, it's awesome.
Well,
It's great.
And it's what it is, you know? Just my Midwest American accent.
Honestly, so many good HGC memories. Every single time I browse through the gallery a little bit and I see all the shit that we pulled off with Josh together, it's just brilliant. And it makes me happy and sad at the same time, but yeah, it's just what it is.
I mean, this doesn't sound weird, but to me it's like an ex-girlfriend, right? Like, it was a good time. Don't need to think about it anymore. It ended. It is what it is, and we all learned from it, and we all grew, and we made friends and stuff, you know? That's how I look at it.
Yeah, no, definitely. But yeah, from HGC to Meta Madness, a quick kill against Melganis. He's down. There's a quick cocoon on the ground too, as they're hoping for a second follow-up kill against Swamgrotta. The ult damage, but the Divine Shield denies all of it. We have 2 kills against 0. Level 10 abilities are in by now. The Entomb, of course, doesn't come as a surprise here. But there's the might of the Nerazim. And yeah, Team Nick, honestly, these guys are just popping off there. It's kind of incredible if you think about it. They've been playing so many games in a row now. And to an extent, I would say it gives you a bit of an advantage because you're warmed up, right? You're like in the zone. But we still can't forget that Team Lauber also played a series earlier against Team Hazops and was able to clutch it out and get the lead and make it through the winner bracket into the grand final. So yeah, it's pretty awesome to actually see this. I mean, the boys and girls are super sharp here. We are now 10 hours into the tournament, and that is pretty amazing. This is also the 3rd day. This is 3 days in a row that they all have just super committed to this, and strategies have developed over this time. So we are now seeing very, very different picks on certain maps, just to cater to those changes in the rules with Meta Madness. But look at that setup here against the Nubarak, as Mephisto is trying to set up a kill for the team.
He gets a nice Durance off, but then he gets webbed right away, and Mephisto's been locked down. Junkrat gets cut off on the backside, and Mephisto, he just can't escape. He drops on the Lightning Nova and attempts to get some damage out, but it's just not enough. Nick with the stutter steps, left, right, lands a couple of attacks, hits Lauber as well. Dino goes in the back right, will hit Leo, but he doesn't need to get that kill. It's going to be 2 pickups here for Team Nick, and meanwhile, a Shrine is active, and they'll definitely get the lead, and most likely grab this Punisher.
Nick, in the meantime, has also just gone completely into the setup here with a repeater cannon. So one after another, just going for that. Having the divert power also on level 7. They got the lead in talents now. They have 4 kills against 0. Team Lauber is definitely on the defensive. They have to somehow come back into this. And without a level 13 talent, it's going to be tricky. I mean, it's a 4 versus 5 top lane now that Leo is back to business and rotating in, because Dino has gotten some extra experience for his team at the bottom and is rotating into the middle. Could even clutch it out here. No, moves straight towards the top is definitely needed, but his team has taken the lead in stacks already.
Team mixing it scarier at level 16 as well. Zeratul comes online. A new bracket's at Epicenter, which is always an important thing. There really needs to be a fight here for Team Lauber to open up. Mephisto moves forward and tries to get some damage in. He will be webbed right away. He does survive. There's a cleanse there from Uther, but here comes the Salvo. 1, 2, 3, 4 people get hit. That's some added DPS. Durance comes out and will hit a Nubrak. Ooh, also hits in the back line too as Zeratul gets locked down, but it's just not enough. Lauber gets focused, and he is taken up. Nick will grab this Punisher, and they also find a kill.
I mean, I have to come back to my point from earlier again. Nick just needs to calm the fuck down. Seriously, like, this guy is out of control. This is getting insane at this point. He played a Carrigan and obliterated an entire team single-handedly. We saw him on Illidan, where he just shot on the opponent. Now we have him on Phoenix. He has 27,000, nearly doubling the top damage on the blue team side, and has also connected another big ult here with Zeratul coming in then for the final hit. It's getting insane. This guy's been playing 3 best-of-5s in a row now, and he's still on an absolute roll here.
No, he has absolutely leaned forward from his gamer chair and put his face into the monitor, and it is paying off in dividends right now as he completely destroys every single fight. Nick needs to be shut down. In fact, it's getting to the point here where it's like, do you just take Leo or Mal'Ganis and just straight up dive that back line and see if your team can shell damage from there and have them back out? It seems like he's uncontested so far.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, and the insane thing is, if you've been at multiple events when Nick is and you talk to the guy just sits there, doesn't say a word, just like smiles, answers questions, but he's like the most humble person in the universe. And then he comes into games like this one, and back in the days as well, and just performs out of his mind. It's crazy. Team Lauber hasn't gotten a kill yet in this game. They're 2 levels behind already. It's level 13 against level 15. In just another second, we're going to see the 16 talent kicking in for Team Nick here. It's absolutely insane what's going on here. These guys are just dominating this tournament from the losers bracket, by the way.
16 to 14, Punisher on the bottom. Do you contest this if you're Team Lauber? Potentially you might give it up and try to get back in the game here and get 16 and get a fight before 20. Things are rough, and it is your tournament life. You gotta make the right decision here.
I mean, honestly, you hope for an isolated kill somewhere on the map. I think that's what it is. If you can't get that, it's a bot lane objective. You're probably going to let it slide and just sacrifice the fort and defend at the keep, you know? Get the experience, get level 16, and then try to force a battle. Going into the fight, like, the downside is if they're trying to force the fight on the Punisher with the talent disadvantage and they lose the battle, then the Punisher drops into the hands of Team Nick and they are going to lose way more infrastructure than if they just sacrifice the fort, let the Punisher drop into the hands of their opponent, save the keep and hope for level 16 and then try and force a fight around it. So I think you just have to let it go if they're not able to soak it up to then. They have, on the other hand, heroes on all the lanes, so maybe, you know, given a little bit more time, they might just be able to get level 16 in time for the fight itself, because Leo has been waiting at the top for all of those waves to push in with the catapults, and Death Knight is going to get a lot of experience there for them. They're going to get the talent for the fight, so it's actually not as hopeless as it seemed just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I definitely think I jumped ahead of myself there. It does look like they will have that 16. Zeratul is also soaking behind the Leort, which is hilarious. Just grabbing as much experience, keeping that push in as well. So we're going to have the Merc camps grabbed. It would be massive here if Dino can keep an eye on this camp here in the top left corner and maybe dissuade the opposing team from grabbing it. And he's actually keeping an eye on it right now. Toronto even tossing an owl just to see that rotation. And Dino says, okay, I see everyone here. Is there anybody that maybe wants to force a fight? And the answer looks like maybe no. I actually like what they're doing. Look in the top right corner. Phoenix is actually holding on to this camp for the moment and is going to grab it at the correct time. There we go, to get it pushing in and allow for them to try and get that lane priority. Well done here by Team Nick.
I love the spray game over here. They get that retarded unicorn in. Absolutely love it. Totally minion style over here. It's so fluffy! And yeah, it's brilliant. Please tell me you know what the reference is and don't just like say nothing because you're like, what the hell is going on with Khaldor?
Despicable Me! It's so fluffy!
Okay, thank God. For just a moment I was like, wait, what? Okay.
You don't think I know my pop culture references?
Yeah, of course. And there we go. Fight is breaking out, and we have a Nubarak with the epic enter now on level 16. Death Knight is a little bit low. Zeratul is trying to make the play. He needs to be careful here. The Thrall Earthquake is already in play, but here comes Mephisto with his ult. Once again, it's Nick trying to make the plays here. Death Knight is low. He gets the drain, but he goes down. Leo is eliminated. 6 kills against 0. Team Lauber is starting to fall apart here. Ty, he's dead too. Uther down. Mephisto dead. It's a slaughter. They are turning Infernal Shrines into a graveyard. The hopes and dreams of Team Lauber are as dead as HTC at this moment. It is tough watching this. The stun setup. Lauber. Oh, he gets away. They're at least saving him for now.
With a couple of HP, but it did cost him a heroic. Oh, Zeratul's fishing. He's looking for that bass, but he ain't gonna find it. Zeratul's gonna go ahead and rotate out. Goes through. Oh, that was a little ballsy, a little bit show-offy, but hey, you respect it. And now it's gonna be a Mortar Punisher, and guess what? 20 is right around the corner. Khaldor. Zeratul's working on the top lane. That's gonna be a fort easily down the bottom side. This shouldn't be game over if defended well, but there is still that threat there of looming because Nick and crew have been absolutely on point. And if Junkrat gets picked off, that would be incredibly painful. Yeah. Luckily, he's able to jump out.
But there's a 20, and they have a 3-level lead. 15 minutes into this game, and they're 3 levels ahead. Team Nick is on the march to victory here. If they don't make any massive mistakes and run it down mid, then they should be the winner of this series. Team Lauber is going to hold on to their life. They're going to look for that kill. They're going to look for the comeback. It would be an amazing turnaround if they can make it happen. But they have been on the receiving end of an absolute ass-kicking throughout this entire game. if this continues, then they will have to play the next matches tomorrow standing because, well, they get spanked right now. There's a kick in the butt from Phoenix towards Malganes. He is down too. That's 9 kills against 0. What a dominant performance from Team Nick right now. This is getting absolutely bonkers.
Oof, they found an Uther too as he gets picked up. Lunar Flare, Mephisto's on the right side. Does Nubrak have any abilities? Nah, nothing available. Could have probably CC'd him there, but it is going to be one keep picked up. The second one is low in the top left corner. And Dino's trying to keep that pressure up while his 4-man continues to push in towards the core. They drop an Earthquake and they're looking at it.
They want to go for it. There's 3 heroes defending right now. They're trying to lock it down. Anubarak with a cocoon. Leo's in trouble. Leo is down. Team Nick, 11 kills against 0. These guys are absolutely unkillable. What a tournament. What an insane tournament. They got kicked into the lower bracket from Team Hazorps in the first round. And since then, nothing but wins. Nothing but W's. They go through. They take their core down. They go for the victory. And Team Nick with a 3-0. They crown themselves the champion. And they win Meta Madness, powered by High-Tech. What a victory for Team Nick in the grand final.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description and check that out. Thanks in advance and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.